Test 1, test 2. The audio is off. Good thing we're doing a test run. Cutting between the scenes now.
Still no sound.
Still no sound. Okay, let's see. Mic 1, mic 2. There we go. You guys hear it? All right. Thanks, Devon. So you guys can hear us now. Yeah, I had the audio off, of course. You know, I'm very technologically challenged. Let's see. Let's play with this ATEM Mini so we can switch between screens. There we go. And... all right, Dad. I'm going to turn the microphone over to you so you can tell us a little bit about what's been going on with you, and I'm going to pull up some other stuff over here, but take it away, PoAmDaddy.
Okay, first thing what I want to say is Happy Labor Day, okay? And I want to say thank you that to Tara that she involving in her program, and which I be able to explain to you about my project. There is 2 projects which I want to talk about it, and hopefully I can my English gonna be good enough that you can understand me. Okay, I have to tell you I've been I came to United States when I was only 20 years old, and right now I'm 73. So I've been 53 years here, but I didn't lose my accent. So I still have a strong Polish accent. But hopefully you understand what I'm saying.
You know, I never even really heard a Polish accent from you until I kind of stepped out more outside of the house. And then when I had friends come over and I came back and I was... I remember I put a bunch of boxes in one of the rooms, and you came out excitedly yelling at me about putting boxes in your room and making a mess. And my friends were like, "Wow, Tara, I didn't know you spoke Polish." And I'm like, no, we were just speaking English to each other. I think I was in college when I realized that you even had an accent. So, Dad, I think you're fine. So everybody, I just started a couple backup accounts because I had my first strike. So that's why I've been very quiet in the last week. So right after Portland, some of my content there earned me my first strike. And so with that, of course, I have to put a little bit more effort into coming up with backup systems. And so I started PoAm Brotherhood, and then also a channel that I've been promising my dad for the longest time is PoAmDaddy. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that up. And you guys can, you know, subscribe to those channels. That way if this one ever gets nuked, you guys can know where to find me, or if there's a strike on it. And I'll post on my other social media accounts like Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook if I'm ever like on a strike. Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't even allow you to make an announcement about it. So that way, when I'm, you know, on the scene and going live, I'll be using those backup accounts to still stream out to you guys. But let me pull up the new accounts so you guys can subscribe over to those. So, Dad, turning it back over to you while I pull up some stuff for everybody to see. You can take it away as my co-host. Okay.
Well, I will talk about my project now, which I mentioned that before when I was on, with Tara, and I make a little sketch. I have 2 projects, one for the homeless people and one for the retirees. We know that this is the biggest problem in America that homeless people have, and retirees. I hope you can hear me well. Okay, so I want to show you shortly what it looks like. Okay, basically this is a little sketch. I'm not an architect, okay, and we can start with little explanation. Okay, if you see the blue one, that is shipping container. This is a project for the homeless. Okay, so the blue one are shipping containers. the reason I want to make from the shipping containers because they're heavy, so you don't have to worry about if the tornado comes or hurricane. Okay. So this project, it is about 20 shipping containers, 100 feet long, and each shipping containers we can make 2 rooms. So 16 containers going to be 160 rooms. Plus, you know, the green is a common area where they can, you know, associate together or have, you know, things together and stuff like that. Okay. So basically the project it is to for non-profit organization that the homeless can sustain themselves on a farm. We have to get a land for them, can be the cheapest land, and restore to the living quarters that the people can basically live, you know, with the air conditioning room, shower, toilets, and also some entertainment. And they can sustain themselves by probably having goats, chickens, planting trees, fruit trees, and stuff like that. Okay, and I would add that in return for that help, what we can give the homeless, they can probably plant the trees, you know, like in America you still need a lot of trees, okay? If we take the example from Chinese, they planting trees, they turned a desert to a forest, okay, and they successfully. In America we also can turn the prairies into beautiful forests, and the homeless people can help us to do that, okay? This is not going to be too expensive project, but still going to need a lot of money. One shipping container is 100 feet long, costs $3,000, so 20 shipping containers is going to be around $60,000 plus all the improvements. So it will be a little bit money, but not expensive, and we can give them comfortable life in return for the little bit work and. You know, that they can sustain, not be basically remove them from the cities, from the streets to the farm. Okay. The second project, which would be more expensive, I mean, we would have to talk to very rich people because I'm talking about billions of dollars for retirees. Okay. So I want to point it to you that only I can do this project if I would get the money, big money, at the beach, okay? So we see right here that this is the blue one is a beach with the pier and parkings. Now, this is like a city, 20,000 people can live in this project on only 20 acres. We need a little bit more for the entertainment, decorating stuff. But also we would put some parking spaces, like 3 levels parking space, and the 4th going to be like a recreational area. And between, there is 4 squares, which we can name like America, Europe, Asia, Africa, you know. And the first floor above the recreational area would be commercial area. Okay, so anybody can rent the places here, and that will help to, you know, for the retirees. The project it is to that the retirees can live also very economically in this project. And how I can fit 20,000 people. Okay, this is, let's say, 10-story building, okay? Each story would have on one side 100 rooms, the other side 100 rooms, that's 200 rooms. 200 rooms times 10, that's 2,000 rooms. 5 buildings, 10,000 rooms. Each room, 2 people, that's 20,000 people. Okay. So when you retire, you don't need that hassle with taking care of house. All what you need basically is just a room and entertain yourself. Okay. So you can be happy, you know, without all the problems what the retirees have. And plus this, we don't want to, the retirees also, when they're getting older, they need a lot of assistance from the taxpayer. And that's what we want to lower the money which comes from the taxpayers to building projects like this, okay? So if we can succeed with one project, we can keep building around, let's say, beautiful beaches, and eventually we can also move to another countries, safe countries like Belize, which have a nice beaches and so far. Okay? So I want to talk about this project every time I'm possible, and Tara allowed me to, to be on with you and
Dad, you're my
more.
co-host. Of course, you're always going to be on. Otherwise, I'll just be talking to myself.
Okay.
I think you had some questions though on the chat, guys. Feel free to please engage with us, and I mean, most of you guys do, so you guys know the spiel. Ask any questions. My dad is extremely passionate, and I share that passion with him for helping the homeless. Part of what we're going to be doing in Orlando is going to like downtown Orlando, around Lake Eola area. There's a lot of homeless that's there. I used to do my volunteer work at a coalition for the homeless, also in downtown Orlando. And sometimes it just helps to just have conversations with people, because often homeless people are marginalized and seen as less than human. I know that one time, even when I was in New York and in a busy like pathway there, when everybody was just like stepping over, and I even stepped on like what just looked like it was a pile of cardboard boxes, but as soon as you like step there, you could feel, I'm like, oh my God, there's something under this. And then I stopped everybody from that pathway, and it was a busy pathway, and then I lifted up the cardboard. There was a human underneath that, and then so I blocked everybody from that way, and I was trying to help the guy to get up, but like he just was underneath the cardboard in the middle, like completely like hidden. And so I got somebody to block the way, and went and got a police officer to help the man get out of there. He didn't seem to want to move, but at the same time, like he was being stepped on by everybody. So we do have to take the time to understand more of where the problems are coming from. So as we work through these ideas of how to help the homeless, like I'm a big proponent of mental health. And so as my dad's more of the mind of like the logistics of how something is to be done and a general idea about it, but I definitely want to have like a mental health support system that's there, so we can help go at the root of the problem. But I guess like as I've been researching more the concept of having a farming community, like when you think about it, we have so much land here in the U.S., a lot of farmland that goes unused, and we put our homeless shelters inside of our cities. And why not just build like these dormitories? My dad's like approach to it is to use like shipping containers, so that way it's more economically feasible, and then also you can support more people there. We'll see how this pandemic pans out to impact like people being in closer spaces, but you guys get the idea. Like I've looked into it, and then there's been models of this on a smaller scale done in the UK, and even I think there's a smaller scale version of a farm in San Francisco as well. So what my dad's proposing is to create a big solution, a mega farm, and so people there can grow their food, they can have their chickens, and they can have goats, and just instead build these dormitory styles on farmland as opposed to inside of our cities. So if anybody has more ideas, we're asking you guys to like send us messages, and we're right now like everything is just a twinkle in our eyes. But yeah, so we look forward to hearing more, connecting more with anybody who also shares a passion for helping the homeless people. So I was suggesting to my dad, let's go around, downtown Orlando. There is a homeless population that's here. I mean, like, compared to what I've been seeing in New York and in LA, like, it's really like gotten horrible in these Democrat cities. But there's a homeless population here in Orlando, and I'm like, let's see if we can go and interview people and have conversations with them.
Yeah, one thing what I want to say that, great country like America, we shouldn't see people sleeping on the streets. Sometimes they commit crimes even. And the government cannot do anything, cannot help them. They say they cost a lot of money, but at the same time, they don't have a solution for it. And my solution, it is just, hey, let's do it. Let's do it, buy the land, put some shelters on it, and that they can feel comfortable, and they can maybe, refurbish themselves to the point that they can go back to the society. But don't forget, with the technology what we have, okay, the robots will take over the
robots? Rabbits, Dad. Did you just say rabbits?
No, robots.
Robots.
Robots, yeah.
A little bit of a Polski accent coming out there.
So a lot of people might be losing the job. Anybody of you, even if you have a good education, you might lose your job. And then without money, you might be in trouble. Well, if we have enough those kind of farms, anybody can come and, sustain themselves, help, volunteers will be welcome, and they can manage themselves. We don't need anybody to be paid to watch them. They can have own security guards, only just to observe. And of course, if somebody gonna make a trouble, the police can come and take that person out. That's what I think. But if we start only from, let's say, 150 people, and it will work, we can start spreading towards, all over the United States. There we're gonna minimize amount of homeless people living on the streets. And with the retirees, anybody in future will retire, okay? Maybe you're going to be successful. Maybe you don't need nobody's help. But there will be a lot of people who are working hard, and eventually they don't have enough income to live comfortably. And this project going to make you, no matter what, how much money you have, you can feel still comfortable in a, everybody likes to live close to the beach or, have that breeze from the ocean. So, you don't have to spend too much time on prepare the food, because everything going to be, working together. And with the homeless, okay, we're talking about that we cutting too much trees. Well, let's start planting. We have so much prairies here. Not that I'm not talking like the Chinese have big deserts and they millions planting trees, turning to the forest. We can do the same thing in America. So I think that would be a good idea.
Dad, I'm going to pause you for a moment. I'm seeing the chats come in how we do have an audio lag. I'm going to have to troubleshoot that when we're offline, I guess. But thanks for letting me know. Basically, the setup I have here, let me see if I can show you guys. Oh, without showing you my messy studio. But let's see. Wizu just messaged and said like I had the audio lag, and I'm seeing it now in the chat. So, no. Maybe anybody who's like technologically savvy will be able to help me out with this. But let me grab this thing. See if I can grab it. Oops, I have this too tightly bound. Okay, so what I got set up here. Oh, that's my license. Okay, so I have a Rodecaster Pro to, well, that means the ATEM Mini is over here. So I have the Rodecaster Pro going in a line. Alright, so the Rodecaster Pro from the back here is going into the ATEM Mini. And then so I have both of this then going straight into a live view. So I am streaming from a live view. Maybe I won't do that in the future. The live view is what I use when I am out and about. Maybe it's not the best for a studio setup. I'm not exactly too sure. It looks super complicated. It definitely is for me because I was never a technology person. The first time I even had an iMac, this iMac and a MacBook was actually when I started doing all of this and teaching myself how to use like Final Cut Pro for editing. But so that's how I have the sound system coming up. And then we've got the Shure microphones here. But yeah, so if anybody has any suggestions for a different setup, I am of course going to try and figure this out. But so again, just to recap, the sound system is coming from the Rodecaster Pro directly into the ATEM Mini, which then I have a HDMI out from the ATEM Mini going into the live view. And so something's out of sync in that regard. It's all about the bit rate. Okay. Let's see.
So do we have a sound now, or?
Oh, so we do have sound, Dad. The issue is that the audio and the video is out of sync. So something on the bit rate. Is that something I can adjust inside of the YouTube studio, guys? And yes, earlier I saw a comment about my Antifa Sucks mug. I did get this from PT News Network, so you guys can check out their merchandise. I definitely got a Antifa Sucks hat. I'll wear that next time. It's my favorite hat. I got a huge hat collection too. MAGA baby. That, and then also the Antifa tears. All Greek to me. Hey, John Gray. Oh, so John Gray is definitely one that we owe a t-shirt to, and a couple of others that I've been meaning to get t-shirts out. So, oh, hey, Adam, thanks for the super chat or the sticker. So the situation with the t-shirts and everything is, so my dad's wearing one right now. Let me switch over to him. That he made, but the issue is, so we've just been playing around at home with press-ons, and they will fall apart as soon as you put them through the wash. And so Adam actually gets really nice shirts made from a buddy of his, so I'm going to engage his buddy to be making shirts, so that way we can send you thank you shirts that don't fall apart on you guys. Let's see.
So let me talk when I can talk.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I do apologize for the lag. Bear with me for this test. I'm going to shoot it back over to actually, before I shoot it back over to you, Dad, I want everybody to, let's see, go over to, once I can make this thing move up a little bit. There we go. Let's do that. Cut over that way. And there we go. Carlos, thank you for the super chat as well. Yeah, Andre, we definitely owe you a shirt. A lot of you guys, I got to go through my emails as my placeholders, but we want to make sure we get you guys shirts now that I actually am back at home, which actually is not going to last very long because we're planning a trip to Poland now in like a week and a half. But those t-shirts will get to you eventually. All right, so what I'm pulling you guys up, again, thanks guys for helping me hit 10K. Yesterday was a very big day. Lisa Angelina was our 10K sub, so I appreciate that so much, and thanks for being along the ride with me for the last year. It's been a doozy. We've been through a lot of challenges together, guys. Okay, so on the channel, you're going to be able to see over here, we have Backup PoAm Brotherhood. So when you click Backup PoAm Brotherhood, that's going to link you to the backup channel that we got. going. So please subscribe to the backup channel. So whenever I have issues with, having strikes,
11 o'clock.
I'll be able to live stream from the backup channel. And then the other channel that we've got going on, if you go back to, we got PoAmDaddy. And so this is going to be my dad's account that I started for him. So we'll be posting a lot of same content between the three channels. It's funny because I actually kind of hijacked Polish American Brotherhood, and it is what it is now today. You guys know it started off as a history channel, and we pivoted to doing history in the making. Oh, let me move this camera. We got 3 different cameras going on, so I just realized that was blocking that. But so please subscribe also to PoAmDaddy, and so support my dad's channel. You'll be able to see that linked up. So on main account, let's go back there to your channel. So you'll see the links up here. So backup Poem Brotherhood, and then there's going to be the social media feeds are going to, my Twitter, my Instagram, and the 2 here is for let's see, what will this take us? PoAmDaddy. So PoAmDaddy, you'll see that over there. If you click on whichever direction this is, the background here. All right, and then the other one will take, the second icon that you'll see here is my travel content, Take Off with Tara. So this one is my non-political channel, and it's just going to be, I've got a lot of stuff to post up from the past 57 countries I've been to, but this, you guys know I am passionate about travel and culture, so and having fun. I definitely have a lot of fun in my life. So that's where you're going to see that content. So separating out the channels, Take Off with Tara, PoAmDaddy, and then the backup for Poam Brotherhood. Mitchell Lance just looking Tifa. That's my favorite tune. Oh, pin the backup channels to the link? Absolutely. So I'm going to take care of that now and hand the microphone back over to my dad. A delayed sound microphone, but yeah. Oh, there we go. All right, Dad, take it away.
Okay, I just want to explain you because somebody mentioned about the drug problem with the homeless people. Okay, most of the homeless might be, they probably have the drug problem, but don't forget, if you don't nourish your body properly, you suffer. And from that suffer, you try to help yourself with the drugs. Okay, on a farm, I'm sure you can get a better nutrition, and have something to do, not just stay on the street and dirty the street with all kind of pee and maybe demolish stuff. Have something problem with the police. So this is a problem, but we have to think about how we can solve this problem. And America, which is the richest country, okay, has the biggest problem in the world with the homeless people. I'm from Poland, and I don't see that much of the homeless problem in Poland. The government right now, what we have is really good, okay, and taking care of the properly about the people, and they care for everybody. Doesn't matter where you came from. And living on a farm, nobody should bother the homeless people, okay? If you just build like the dormitory and you give them the room, of course you're gonna be suffering. No matter what you're gonna get, the junky food or stuff like that, you will be suffering. But on a farm, you can relax, eat the proper food, and have maybe good friends over there and stuff like that. So there is everything to solve with the time. I cannot basically predict everything, okay? My goal it is just to prepare the farm for when the homeless people will come, they can be properly take care of it. I have to tell you that in the past I was a homeless too, and I got help. And you see, I never give up. and thanks to the charitable organization, I end up in America. And I end up with working for Chrysler, Tiger Air, and 35 with airlines. I retire, and that's what I want to spend my time on helping the other people. And some have to organize that. And if you asking me a question, what in the future, if I can predict everything, how that's going to look, no. And my hero is, everybody know that guy. He's Elon Musk, okay? When he came to America, he didn't have any idea that he's going to be a rocket builder, okay? And I want to mention to you that his idea was to go to the Mars, but he didn't know how to do it, okay? And funny thing, he went first to Russia, and he wants to buy the Russian rockets. So the Russian told him, okay, we're going to sell you 3 rockets for that amount of money. I don't know exactly how much money was it, but Elon was happy about it. But when he came, and the Russian told him, oh, sorry, actually the price was what we told you for 3 rockets, we can sell you only for 1 rocket. So basically, you cannot trust the Russians. I'm Polish, I never trust the Russian. You know? So when he came back, basically he started thinking, hey, I can build my own rockets. You know, the material cost only maybe 3% of the whole rocket. Okay, so he started building, and you see what he came up, right? He didn't have any idea how to build even cars, okay? So first idea was that he went to Europe and he asked the Mini, I think, smart cars, if he can put electric engines to them, you know. And eventually, when he started thinking that he can build better cars, you know, and now you see what kind of cars he is building, right? He's the richest guy in, you know, in America or world. But you know, with the time, you're developing your mind, what you can do, and how you better yourself. And basically, he cannot just use his mind. He's using somebody's minds too. Okay, helping. That's what I would ask you guys. If you have some kind of idea how to solve the problem in America, because any patriots, American patriots, don't want to see the homeless people or retirees. When whoever retires, you know, they don't want to suffer. You know, they want to have better life, happy life if they work. You know, especially we have to look for the veterans who should have much better life because they've been bravely fighting for our country. And when you see veterans on the street begging for money, it's breaking my heart, really breaking my heart. The veterans shouldn't be treated like that. They shouldn't be begging for the money. They should have a comfortable life, you know, and we can solve that problem in America. I don't care how many people coming to America, but the priority is to solve the problem for homeless, so we don't have to see them on the street committing crimes or dirty the street with the pee or I would say shit or something like that. And also retirees. We have to solve the problems for them too. Okay. Somebody told me my project is to future something like that. Well, let's put the future is now. That's what Elon Musk says. The future is now. We can go to the Mars. Okay. Yes, great idea. He's my idol, but I think my idea it is to make people happy in this earth. We have beautiful earth thanks to our Creator God, you know, who make this earth really beautiful for us, and he gave also the chance that we can improve our life. So
Dad, I do have a question for you posed by Groot from earlier. He's asking about, and this is a popular question that you get quite often, is about how do you feel about me going out covering the events, often in the front line? Like, what goes through your mind, and how do you feel about me doing what I do?
Well, see, I grew up really in a poor family, and I didn't even ask, anybody what I'm supposed to do. I believe that the Creator make us the way we are, and we have to choose our way of doing things. Whatever Tara is doing, I'm fine with it. Okay, I'm sometimes worried about it. Hey, you're putting yourself in danger. But that's what the life is about, okay? She chose that kind of life, and she have to go the way she wants to,
My dad would often say before is like, well, Tara's gonna do it anyway, so the best thing to do is just support her in it, and that's what my dad does. Like my background, basically, I have a undergraduate in political science and psychology, and then I have a first master's in communication and journalism, and a second master's in management and systems. Management and systems is what I ended up working in corporate life for about 7 years. It didn't make me happy, and honestly, I started doing management consulting because it paid more money. You have to pursue what your passion is. So corporate life was not what I was passionate about. And so with that, I just basically just hit a point in my life that I needed to make a change. I had always been passionate about traveling. I actually took off always the first quarter of the year to take a sabbatical leave and backpack around the world. And so I just halted my life. My parents were supportive of me quitting my management consulting job because I was really stressed out. And the thing is, I was not a stranger to hard work. I finished my college degree when I was my undergraduate when I was 20 years old. So with that, I stacked up, like taking 8 classes a semester, still working, still competing, and balancing that. And it was all a state of mind when it comes to attitude. But when you become unhappy with what you're doing, like that's the stress level is what actually took a toll on me. So I just hardcore stopped, quit my job, and took what I had, left life as I knew it in New York, and I started backpacking the world. And I did that for about 2 years, and COVID is what grounded me back here. And you guys know that we were all quarantining last year during this time, and when I started I was watching the news a lot because I always kept abreast with what was going on in the world, on in America. And when I started just attending some of these events, finding out like who the Proud Boys were, who Antifa was, before thinking like, oh, Antifa is just an idea, and yeah, so I started going to these places and seeing how things differed so much from what was being told really by the mainstream media versus like what I was seeing. And once you have that feeling of being lied to, and being told to shut up, I didn't back down from that. And then that's how really this channel took on its life. My dad had encouraged me to start YouTubing, and we started this channel, the Polish American Brotherhood, doing history videos. So if you go back to our earliest videos, they're top 10 facts about Chopin, places to travel in Poland, which I'm still going to be doing and putting that content up there. I love travel, I love history, and so I am going to be putting more Polish content onto the channel as well. But that's the origins of the channel. And then so I started attending rallies. I started becoming louder because I felt people were really trying to silence our voices, and that's how I've become who I am today. And I was just armed first with like just a cell phone, and started streaming that out there. And when my dad saw I became more passionate about it, like we started investing in getting the gear, getting a studio set up, so that way we can. And I really enjoy the sense of community that I found on social media with YouTube and connecting with you guys, even though like I don't know you guys in person. Some of you guys I have actually met in person, which, like John Gray, I met him at I believe it was a CAP rally, which is amazing. And actually, even when I was in Poland, one of our subscribers came and met us at the Freedom Rally. So it's been amazing to meet in person some of the people I've interacted with online. So even though we just see each other as screen names, the sense of community and support that I found is also a huge motivation for why I put myself out there, because it's important for us to see what's actually going on and to expose the lies the media is telling us and to connect and have the open communication. You can see with the censorship that they're trying to shut down our voices. They're trying to stop us from connecting, from putting the pieces together, because each of us are seeing different vantage points of what's going on in America, and it's only through connecting those dots are we going to realize what's really going on and help to form those solutions, but also to form a unified front, because that's something I see. One of the challenges and issues that we have is we're fragmented, and you can see how the left is organized, and that's something we need to be doing on our side. We need to have a more unified front and become more organized with our approaches. How are we going to be fighting cancel culture? How are we going to be fighting censorship? We need to have our think tanks coming together, and so it's been amazing to be meeting, WYSIWYG, to be meeting Villain, to be meeting Black conservative preacher, everybody, to get us more unified and together. So my dad has always said, she's going to do it anyway, so best thing to do is support her with it.
In my opinion, I don't want to be too much political, but I have to tell you that the idea what Trump brought to us, I'm very support, and I hope Tara eventually gonna run for Congress as a Republican, and also will think how to improve the, American lives, and we can do a lot, I'm heartbroken that, when I look what China is doing now, and we cannot do that in America. No, we can still do better, long as we use our mind and we can improve the things what's happening in America. We can afford to do that, We have so many rich people here in America that even they give drop of the money to our project, we can make America more safer, better, and the money what your taxpayers giving to the government can go in a proper way, okay? And like I says, my project, it is to not rely too much on taxpayers, because even homeless people can sustain themselves, okay? And they can be more productive even, by giving us more trees, turning prairies or even deserts to nice forests, That would be great, And you can, share with us the ideas. We look to it, and we can see if we can improve our American, life here. And I always love America, I have to tell you, I was 12 years old, first time I heard about America, and I says I have to get there. Even I didn't know anything America. I succeed 8 years later when I was 20 years old to come to America. And since I was always hard-working person, I had a good job. And this way when I retire, I could now support Tara whatever she wants to do, So.
Hey guys, I'm just working on the audio. So quick update on, talking through what I'm doing is because I have the ATEM Mini Web out is connected to my laptop, which I don't have the software downloaded to. So I'm downloading that software so I can add a delay over there. So I'm sure I'm going to end up like figuring this part out and then learning OBS, which is what everyone else uses. And I need to learn how to use OBS. But still working on the audio, and again, thank you everybody for joining in for this test run and just like listening, casual chatter with us as we figure out how we're going to be setting up the studio. John Gray, I am going to be in the U.S. Capitol for for September 18th. Is that what you're referring to? I know you said October 18th, but me and Dad will both be at the Look Ahead America rally in D.C. on September 18th.
Yeah.
Dad, I want to ask you about, what's the latest news that's going on in Poland? You were telling me something about like the southern border of Poland with Belarus. There's a big story going on there. Can you give the update for everyone?
Yeah, basically Poland right now has the same problem what United States have on the southern border, but Poland has the problem on the east border. The east border with Belarus, where is Belarus, right? It used to be a Republic of Soviets, now it's a free country, but since in Belarus there are three nation mix, okay? There are Polish, Belarus, and Russians, okay? And the president of the Belarus, he's pro-Russians, and he get pissed off on United Europe, okay? And what he doing this, he bringing people from all the countries like Syria, Iraq, Kazakhstan, Afghanistan, all these countries, and shipping them to Belarus, and then letting them go to the Polish border so they can enter the EU, And that's the Polish government tried to protect the border between Belarus and Poland. And right now there is an emergency situation that they put a lot of soldiers on the border, and they put a barbed wire to protect the border from coming people to Poland. Basically, they try to exit, enter the United Europe. Poland become very economically well now because of the investment what the United States doing over there, and Poland feel more safer when the NATO moving in. There is a lot of American soldiers right now with the NATO in Poland, and Poland buying a lot of equipments like F-35 airplanes and Abraham tanks from United States. So we are very close now, and that's why as a Polish-American brotherhood we still connected with Poland. And I do have some family, and Tara been a few times in Poland, so
I'm a citizen.
Yeah, she's a citizen of Poland too. And I have also a grandson in Poland. So we will be going to...
Not my baby.
We will
That's
be
my
going to
brother's
Poland in a couple of weeks over there, just stay for a while. And we'll let you know how the thing's going over there, okay? But Poland has right now the same problem on the east border what United States have the problem on the southern border. So we don't know how that's going to be solved, but there is like a little bit of war between Poland and Belarus. So I don't know. Probably when I'm going to have more information about this, I'll let you know what's going on there.
Didn't what happened with Biden made some sort of comparison with Belarus, right? He insulted Belarus or insulted Poland?
He insulted Poland too.
I mean, he insults all of us, right?
I don't know why exactly what he has against Poland, because President Trump and Polish President Duda, they've been like a brothers, very close, okay? They like, President Trump like also what they call three C's, because, you know, the center Poland always been like between two superpowers, Germany and Russia. And they try to influence, even now they try to put as much power they can on those countries. And Poland as a leader try to create three C's, that mean between Black Sea, Baltic Sea, and Adriatic Sea, okay? Those countries getting together and being members, you know, so they can be politically a little bit independent from well-developed Western Europe, like France and Germany. Did you fix already? So you're still working.
I'm still working on it, Dad.
Okay.
The floor's still all yours.
Let me read what our friends.
Yeah, guys, feel free to put into the chat like any questions you have for my dad. Dad's manning the show right now as I am going through the technical stuff.
John asking if did I hear Poland was building a wall on the border of Belarus? Yes, they do. It's not only Poland, but also Lithuania has the same problem, and they build a wall, but not like a Trump wall, a little bit different. It's just a barbed wire, you know. Right now, they caught already like 10,000 people crossing the border illegally between Belarus and Poland. That's a lot of people, you know. And they try to stop that illegal immigration. You know, that barbed wire might little bit help to stop the people, you know. Anybody who have Poland says anybody who have a problem, you know, like political problem in their own country, they can go to embassy in Poland in Belarus and they can ask for political asylum. But they don't want to just people just crossing border illegally, because they already, I think they got like 100 people which they've been criminals. I don't know about the terrorists in, you know, from the countries or something like that. So, you know, they try to stop the illegals coming to Poland, you know. But if somebody has a problem in their own country as a political, they can ask for the political asylum in that country before enter the Poland.
Barry McCalkiner? I just saw your comment that you wanted your name read on the stream, so back to Dad.
I just try to read. Okay, if a United States citizen want to live in Poland, do they need to linkage to get citizenship? How does? Yeah, if you have some kind of even grandpa, you know, in a family, you can apply for the Polish citizen, like my daughter did. Also, because I'm Polish, so she applied for the Polish citizen. But otherwise, you know, if you want to go to Poland, you can go for 3 months and marry beautiful Polish girl, and you can solve the problem. You know, if you want to be a Polish citizen. If you are a Polish citizen, you are automatically a European citizen. So, you know, United Europe, when you travel over there, you don't need just like a driver license or something like that from each of the European countries. So, but otherwise it's just the same laws like in America that, you know, you can only stay 3 months as an American citizen, and then you can leave the country, let's say, to closest country where you're staying. Like maybe, like if you're in Poland, the closest country is Ukraine, Lithuania, you know, and you can leave and come back every 3 months. You know. I hope I answered the questions. Yeah, my son went to Poland when he was 18 years, and he stayed for 6 years over there, and he got a Polish citizen's advance without any questions.
Dad just reading through.
I try to answer some of your questions.
Post more questions so that way Dad can handle this chat while I still play tech support.
Well, Paul asking, so the farming with the homeless, you think best to start a fundraiser or community event? Yeah, we will figure out how to raise the money, you know. We actually want to maybe fundraiser to start because we have to open the non-profit organization to avoid the taxes. And, you know, probably the first thing it is just to buy the land if we get the money. Also, I believe the states can help us and federal government also help if we're going to raise enough money. And we have to start from that. I mean, for the homeless, it's not that expensive. The bigger problem going to be probably with the retirees project. But, you know, I hope I can, during my lifetime, I can accomplish that yet. You know, I'm 73, but I try to be on a special diet, which makes me better, you know, more healthy. I go every day to gym, basically just swimming and eat the proper food now. And I have to tell you, here I got also COVID, and the worst thing, I went to hospital. I wish never go to hospital because the best cure, what I would do it is just take a sauna, which the hot temperature kills your viruses, and probably buy a Polish vodka, you know, and alcohol to kill that virus. But when I went to hospital, I stayed almost a month, lost half of the weight, you know, and when I came out,
Yeah, Dad lost like 45 pounds actually.
maybe more.
Yeah,
Maybe more,
probably more. I lost like 25 pounds actually when I had COVID.
Yeah.
It's synced now pretty much? Oh, good.
Yeah, Tara, don't touch anything. It sounds good.
Oh, okay. I delayed it by 10 frames. The thing is, there's Chris said to do the hand clap sound, but I can't. I gotta listen to the YouTube channel then to see if it's synced up. So if you guys are saying that it's synced, then I'm happy if you guys are happy.
Cash Flow is asking, is Poland as a communist or a socialist country? Okay, I have to explain you that I was raised in a communist country. Actually, in a school they've been telling me we're not a communist yet, we didn't get there, but we are socialist country and stuff like that. But don't forget that was very poor country. I lost my father when I was 7 years old. He had an ulcer, so when they make the surgery, he died a couple of days later, you know. So I was in a very poor family. Basically, we struggled to buy the food, you know, and that's why I was thinking about America, which I heard is a great country, and I have to get there, okay? But I don't know if you guys heard about John Paul II, the Pope, which was Polish Pope. Okay, thanks to him, Poland got free from the Soviets, and they turned to the West. So we now in a bloc of Europe. So the capital of United Europe is in Brussels, and right now we have very good government, and which really taking good care of it. We can say, is on the right side, like a Republican government. The church supporting that government, okay, and basically, but don't forget, we have a lot of still a lot of agents from Russia, also agents from Germany, and also agents from. That's why we invite now the NATO to Poland to protect us. Okay, Poland is not that big country, and the countries like Russia or Germany, they can put the hand on us, but since United States helping us, we feel more safe. I mean, my children already are Americans, right? And I feel more American than a Polish, even if I was raised in Poland. But I love America. But also I have big sentiment to Poland, So that's why, we create the Polish-American Brotherhood to be still connected to Poland. And I wouldn't call Poland anymore socialist or something like that. Even they have social benefits, like every child in Poland getting 500 Polish money.
Złote.
Złoty, yeah, which is, I would say, about $150 for each child. So if you have 4 or 5 children, that's quite a big money, and you don't have to pay taxes on it. So the program is really good, for Poland, and most of the Polish people supporting the new government. And you can own even half of the Poland if you have the money now. So I wouldn't call that much of the socialists. Even Polish government really taking care of the people. So I wish, the politicians stop fighting each other, and they start thinking about to solve the problem and take care of more people in America. So we don't see the homeless people on the streets or unhappy retirees. So we will get to it. Eventually we're going to figure out how to get the money to build those projects, and we can prove it. Like Elon Musk proved to us that going to the Mars shouldn't be any problem, or going to the moon, And he's only one. I hope he's gonna continue that, and he's gonna live 100 years to continue that project. And I hope I'm gonna extend my life too, to that we can figure out how to take care of the homeless and retirees.
Hey, Dad, you got a couple questions coming in, so check into the chat. Scroll up a little bit. You know how to scroll up?
No.
So it's an iPad?
You can read it to me, probably.
Oh, well, I want to focus and play tech support over here while I'm doing this. So you're going to be doing our sound stuff as everybody's advising me what needs to get fixed. So thanks for the feedback, guys.
I see only here. How do I scroll?
It's an iPad, so just touch the screen.
Touch
the screen, touch the chat, and you can move it up and down. Here. See this?
Oh, this way.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it's an iPad. You can touch it and then scroll up, scroll down. So as the chat goes, you can still see what people are saying. And then let's see what questions we got.
Okay. Poland economic system is very close to that of the United States, correct? Yes, John Gray. Right now, you can own anything you want as long as you have the money. That's why there is a big investment from United States. And when we went to Warsaw, I couldn't recognize there is, so much building, high building owned by Americans, and you can bring any money you wanted to invest, and you can take it out the money, from Poland.
Dad, Groot is asking about John Paul II. Did you see?
Okay, I will answer John Paul II. Okay. After the war, he was, during the war, he was working as a slave for the Germans, right? And when the war finished, he decided to become a priest. And even he was simple-minded, he had the idea how to deal with the communists, okay? So basically the Vatican decided to make him a pope, okay? And his priority when he became the pope, to free Poland from the Soviets' domination. And he did succeeded that. So for us, Jean Paul is everything. He's my hero. I pray for him every day when he was still alive, and I'm sure he is still watching Poland, because he had a big love for Poland, for Polish people. He had a big love for everybody in the world, He was a great man. I see a lot. I missed that.
Guys, feel free if Dad missed your comment, because I just taught him how to use an iPad now to scroll up and scroll down. There's a lot of questions he didn't answer, so please ask them again, and Dad's gonna man the mic and the screen while I do stuff in the tech support background. So I think the audio is getting there a little bit. Doing some things in the back end to see if I can get it better. And of course,
Okay.
dress rehearsal, test 1, 2. Dad, take it away.
John Gray asking how's the economy in Poland right now and how are jobs for exams. There is a lot of Americans moving to Poland, okay, and they're happy, especially when the retirees go over there. Your dollar going twice bigger than here, okay. Of course, the price is going up all the time, but you can buy a nice house only like $80,000, and it's solid built, beautiful houses for $80,000, and the food is still twice cheaper than here. And plus, this even in Poland, you don't need even car because the transportation is everywhere. Like I live from third largest city now, about 15 miles. It's a small city, 20,000. All what I do, just 2 minutes walk, take a bus, and I get to the big city in 20 minutes, So the transportation is really good, yeah. Very okay, that na zdrowie. Very, I don't know if you speak Polish, but na zdrowie to you, yeah. Sometimes when I'm going to Poland, I have a friend over there who likes to drink, so I'm not that much drinker, but I keep him company, so we always sang na zdrowie, cheer, Jad B, what's your opinion on Ukraine? Well, Ukraine is still in a big control of Russians because there is a lot of Russians living in eastern Ukrainian. But right now Poland has like 2 million Ukrainian in Poland, working in Poland. Okay? And they try to free themselves from Russia, and I feel sorry for them that they lost Crimea. I don't know whose idea was it. I got the suspicion whose idea was, but I don't want to say openly, okay?
Why not?
Well, it is too much political and
We're a politics channel, Dad.
was involved very powerful countries, okay? So I don't want to say, you know, against those two powerful countries because we still have to, you know, make some progress in Poland to get stronger, and Poland getting stronger every day. Long as we keep the government what we have now, they predict that in 8 years, Poland will be equal to the like Germany, or the economy will be equal to the Germany and France. Now, if you are going to ask what Poland is doing from the big stuff, yeah, they try to build the biggest airport, I don't know, in Europe or world, but it will be between my city and Warsaw, okay? So that's one of them. They building the Via Carpatia, which goes all the way from north, all the way to Greece south. You know, there's a lot of big projects going in Poland, the huge projects. Okay, so the economy going good. And if I tell you that 2 million Ukrainians just working in Poland, okay, that's when the economy is getting good. You want to buy 80,000 house? Well, basically, I have to tell you, I had few houses over there, and I sold all of them. You know, there is no reason for me to keep the houses in Poland if I'm stuck with my children here in America. You know, so I probably gonna visit Poland once in a while, but you know, to buy a house far away, it's not really good. You have to, if you're planning to live in Poland, and you know, but don't forget that the summer time in Poland is beautiful, but the winter time is kind of not that good. You can go to, let's say, in Europe, like Portugal, where the climate is beautiful, and you can travel all over. You know, you don't need a once you become the citizens of one of the countries, you can move without no problem all over the Europe. And even if you're planning to get a job, like, you know, even in Germany, where they're paying really good, and Elon Musk opening the Tesla, building car factory there, you might get a job over there. And you know, you're very close. You can live in Poland and work in Berlin, you know, because Berlin is very close to Polish borders. Well, yeah, you can buy a house and rent it out, but don't forget that, of course, you can turn that house to B&B or something like that and give to the agency to keep eye on it. But if you're just gonna leave the house unattended, you know, they can. Some people there can destroy it, knowing that nobody watching the house. Mouse are asking what do I think about Czech Republic. It's a great country. Czech always been, you know, they are just like Polish people. They're very friendly and it's, very close to it. Europe, the countries are very small. I remember when we been driving to Austria, in just a couple of minutes we just drove to Austria, going from Slovenia to Germany, to Munich, and there was a border to Austria, and a couple of minutes later we are on the border of Germany, so they are very small countries. Yeah, you're asking about the scientists in Poland. We have some great scientists, great people in Poland, like you mentioned here about Copernicus. Okay, then if the Pulaski, which was fighting for Americans, and he died for Americans. Kosciuszko, which also is fighting for America. He didn't die, he went back to Europe and he died in Switzerland. And we have a great people, yes, but every country has a great people. Every country has beautiful people, and every country has some of the bad people too, so I'm Polish. I try to keep always away from trouble. I was like that since I was, little boy, to stay away from trouble. And I always try to do something good, And when I was working either for Chrysler or Tiger Air or Continental United, I try to be the best. I try to do the best what I could, for this. Didn't look how much they pay. I just try to do honest work, So. Yeah, Trump, that's why I cherish Make America Great. Yes, the idea, I have the idea to make America great, and I think Trump was the right president. Hopefully he will come back. Well, Trump he's not a professional politician. He was a businessman and he tried to do good. But still, no matter, whichever we had a president, they didn't think about the homeless people that much, or retirees, or do something for them, I mean, when you're working, keep working till you're strong, but eventually when you retire, you don't have to go to another countries where you have to find a cheaper way of living. You can create that cheaper living in the United States and be happy that you are here and feel safe. If you go to Poland, you have to know that not too many Polish people speak English. If you go to maybe another countries like even Spain or Portugal, they speak more English there. Okay, Polish people right now they start teaching more English. Before, during my time, there was a Russian and German language which you can learn, and they try to teach me Russian, but at that time Polish people been very resistant to Russian, so I don't speak that much. Even if it's Slavic language, I don't speak that much of Russian. Well, I would say that Phipps one saying that a lot of people still support Biden. Well, this is free, supposed to be free country, you know, that you can support whoever you want. I mean, if more people support Biden, then it's okay, you know. But like me, I see a lot of good which can be done with the Trump's idea, and that's why I support. I would like to, if I succeed with my projects, I would like to give that credit to Republicans, okay, because I see the good thing which are coming from Republicans also.
All right, so I'm gonna stop fiddling with the audio. I think that's the best in this setup that I can get it to go. But I will learn how to use also OBS. So we'll do another test run pretty soon once I do a couple YouTube tutorials on how to sync up OBS to a live view and everything. Dad, question in the chat, they're asking about what I was like as a kid, if I was difficult to raise or if I was like an easy child.
Well, I didn't have a problem with any of my child. The one thing what I did good, I'm not that much educated person. I just finished technical school in Poland. And since I was working a lot, but I try to spend a little bit time with my children. So first thing what before they went to the school is, they start the school when they've been 5 years old, but I try to help them a little bit in the school. So what I did, I put the tapes with the singing, so they start singing the songs, like Disney songs, and then when they knew how to sing, I give them piece of paper and they have to write whatever they singing, and that's by the time they went to school, they already been writing faster than I did. So actually, that helps them to, it helped them in a school to somehow, But I'm not, like I said, I'm not that educated. So when they reached a higher level, I couldn't help them anymore. But they've been good children, I didn't have any problem with them.
So what Dad was referring to, like he had what was called the program when we were growing up, and so it was just like a checklist of things that we had to do. My list of things to do was larger though than my brother's, because like I played piano and I sang growing up as well, so my brothers just had to like read and write. Like before we went to school, my dad made sure that all of us could read and write before even going to kindergarten. He'd have us like copy texts and handwrite it, and then we'd have to like complete a certain amount of pages for that day, so we weren't allowed to like go out and play with our friends until we completed our checklist of the program. And then so what my younger brother would do is he would write very big letters, so that way he would cover a lot of the page and be done with a full page soon, faster. And so my dad caught on that we were just starting to make our letters bigger to occupy more of the page. So it was no longer a full page of writing, it was a full page from the text that we needed to copy over. So it didn't matter how large we wrote or how small our letters were, we had to accomplish the whole page. And so my dad always worked the night shift with United Airlines, which was Continental before, and he also was a landlord for an apartment complex. So I remember actually he would sleep with one eye open, one eye closed, like because he worked the night shift during the day, and then he worked at the apartment during night shift for United during the night, and then the apartment complex during the day. So, but he would still keep an eye on us to make sure we were finishing this whole checklist, to make sure we could read and write before going to school, and then for me, piano and singing as well. So I grew up singing a lot of 60s music, like Beatles and British Invasion was the main things that I was singing, because my mom is a huge Flower Power child. So those are the songs I grew up singing. Oh, I know. I'm going to switch gears a little bit. You guys know Tiny had been shot a couple of days ago over at Olympia. And so please, everybody, continue to keep him in your prayers. Villain had put up an update, and also Common Sense Conservative put up an update that he's doing well and that he didn't need to have the surgery. So he is healing. So thank God for that. But they have started a Venmo fundraiser for him. So let me pull up Venmo so we can find it together. So if you guys go on to Venmo, let's see if it goes clear. But it's Support for Tiny. And so this is the fundraiser, Support for Tiny. Kovalite, Tiny did get shot when he was in Olympia over, they had a freedom rally a couple of days ago. I believe it was on Sunday. And Antifa, cowards that they are, shot Tiny in the ankle and then jumped on a bus and fled. The shooter, to my understanding, has been apprehended, but Tiny was shot on Sunday. So there is a since we can't do really GoFundMe's, any of those type of online fundraisers are very quick to be shut down when you're a patriot, when you're a conservative, when you're a Christian, and you can stab somebody and be charged for attempted murder, which has now been lowered to assault with a deadly weapon. You can fundraise for that bail on these crowdsourcing sites, but no, if you're a conservative, if you're a Christian, if you're a patriot, and the victim of one of these leftist Antifa fuckers, then your fundraiser is going to get shut down. So there is a Venmo fundraiser going on for Tiny. Please, everybody here, Support for Tiny. That's the Venmo. And I am going to send my donation to the fundraiser right now. Prayers for a speedy recovery.
John asked me what's the job in Poland. There's a lot of tech job, but don't forget there is a lot of also Americans. Even with English, you can get some job in Poland.
So it's asking to confirm the last 4 digits of their phone number. Eek. Let me see if it's so I did try to send my. Oh, okay, this is okay. It says it gave me a screen of having to put in the 4 digits, but it does have an option for pay without confirming. Villain had sent me this link over here, so. All right. So it did give you the option to send it without confirming the 4 digits. So everybody go to Support for Tiny. I do believe that this was set up by Black conservative preacher, and Villain sent me the link for it. Support for Tiny. And you guys can send your Venmo donations for his fundraiser. Send your prayers. I just sent a donation from me and my dad. I hope you guys can contribute also something to because I hope he's able to. I'm going to pray very hard that he's able to recover to fully from it, because I know for me, I have a bad knee, so even when I'm out and when I'm covering stuff in the front line, I actually would wear like a brace and a sleeve on my knee, and so it does impact me from being able to run, and I can't really jump. So sometimes like in January when I was like fleeing from Antifa, I was like, oh crap, this is how I die because I can't run away. But just joking. But no, and I got that knee injury when I was sparring at a fighting camp, and that still impacts my life, until this 2 years later, and I'm still having to wear a sleeve and a light brace when I'm running and everything. So I can only imagine in Tiny's situation where he was shot in the ankle by these cowards. I hope it doesn't impact him. Being able to walk and run going in the future. So everyone needs to pray hard that it doesn't impact him. I met him when I was in Portland 2 weeks ago, and he's such an amazing, inspirational person. He has a way of uniting people and making, even if you feel, if you're not feeling brave, like his aura and his presence makes you stand up. And he has a way of just uniting a crowd around him and inspiring us all. So I absolutely loved him from the first moment that I met him, and it broke my heart when I was watching it on YouTube from the streamers of what happened to him on Sunday. So please, 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 again, go to the Venmo fundraiser. Again, support for Tiny here, and send a donation over to his health fund. Okay.
Groot asking me two questions. One, if I work for Chrysler. Yeah, I worked 5 years for Chrysler in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. That was close to Detroit. And you asking me about why I look only like 40, 50, and I'm 73 years old. Yeah, I'm on a special diet now, which involve a lot of fruits and vegetables. But I am not completely vegetarian. I eat a lot of meat too, mostly hamburgers, but I like potatoes and rice. So I think I can improve myself even better a little bit later on. I'm getting more and more energy now, so I'm sure when I'm going to come back from Poland, I'm going to look much better with my system, what I'm doing now. I hope that I answer your question. The most important it is, if you want to eat healthy, that's why homeless people, when you telling, some people telling me they have a problem with drugs, mostly they have a health problem because they don't eat right. Okay? When I came to America, I didn't know about the junk food, what you're eating, the oily, frying stuff, and that can damage your body. But if you know the secret, about health, I will include later on not only talking about my two projects for homeless and retirees, but I also gonna try to explain to you how to stay more healthy with the experience of myself, okay? But thanks for the compliment that I'm look like 50 or 40, whatever. Yeah. I feel good even at 73.
But I gotta admit though, COVID did age Dad by 10 years. Before he looked like he was in his 50s. And even my mom, I often get that she's my older sister, so good genes there. But Dad, what helped Dad get through COVID was he's a huge fitness nut. He's a huge health food nut, and he works out every single day. He goes to the gym every single day. He swims every single day. I'm happy that I can be home, so that way, he makes these juices, a carrot juice blend. So I have to drink a vegetable blend and I have to drink this fruit juice blend. And I'm pretty sure I was bottle fed that. My mom used to say how he would make this beet juice blend that tasted absolutely horrible, and he would chase her around the house to drink it. She said it tastes horrible, but he'd be like, it's for the baby, it's for the baby. And it was beets and radish. Probably that's why I like the taste of radish, because I just like eat it straight. But yeah, so key is keeping your health up. I know that there's stories of with COVID that there's kids that had passed away from it, and that of course is a tragedy. But when you look into it, the 13-year-old, God bless her soul, that had passed away, she was also 300 plus pounds. That's like, if you're morbidly obese, that's going to be significantly, putting you at risk. So there's other things in our life that we need to take care of and keep a healthy body in order to combat not just COVID, but to combat diabetes, obesity, and all the other things that will put our health and our lives at risk. So as my dad is saying, I encourage everybody to try and adopt a healthy lifestyle. It's been nice being back in Florida for a little bit. I've been trying to get my gym routine down, and a big help to that is actually my dad, because I go with him every day to the gym, which is fantastic. And as a family, we go to the gym together. So with my mom and then also my brother. So we all try to stay healthy together. The family that works out together stays together. The family that prays together stays together, and the family that works out stays together as well.
Yeah, Gert asking me about the Henschemik, which is located in Detroit. Of course, when I live in Windsor, every Saturday we went to Henschemik to have a little bit fun. Okay. Also, we've been going to Knights of Columbus, but we had a lot of fun. Also, there is a big community in Windsor, Polish community, and also Henschemik is a big Polish community. So I'm familiar with Henschemik, and I'm sure your family also visit Windsor. Yeah. It was fun over there, but I still like the warmer climate. That's why I live 15 years in California, Los Angeles, and then we moved to Colorado for 5 years, and with the job I had moved to Florida, which we're living right now 27 years.
All right, I think we'll go ahead and start to wrap it up, because it's already midnight, and I think I'm done fiddling around with years from now. And thanks for letting me know that the audio is now better at being synced up. You guys are gonna have to bear with me as I learn how to use all of this stuff. So what I've got set up in the studio is we've got 3 cameras on, so we've got the 3 different angles. The GoPro 9 is for the 2 of us. Sony 1, camera on me. Sony ZV-1 also on my dad. And then together we've got 3 Shure microphones, 2 for me, my co-host, and then I'm hoping to have like in-studio guests. Also, the studio is built in the back of the house, which actually this is an external room that my dad built, is in addition to the house, and now it's my at-home studio. We've got like a lot of monitors galore. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 monitors about. You guys saw we got the Rodecaster Pro hooked onto the A10 Mini, then into the Live View, and then I've got a shelf full of a bunch of different like gizmos and gadgets that is fun. I've got also 3 Elgato lights that are attached to a Stream Deck, so I can like turn things on and play with the lights as needed. Oh, I gotta show you another little addition that I got, a new vest. It's not the protective gear vest. Jeremy Liggett, who's running for Congress, I was on Patriot Roundtable about 2 weeks ago, about a week and a half ago, and after he heard, what I do with covering in the front line, and he's like, "You do this all without protective gear?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't have any." And he's like, "I'm sponsoring your body armor." So Jeremy Liggett, who is the he's running for Congress in our district, and he definitely got my vote now. He's going to be hooking up the body armor. I did order a mask, so that is a gas mask, so that is on its way, and I'm super thankful I'm going to be using that because, oh gosh, definitely when we were in Portland, that was one of the things I was like, I definitely need. I am looking at getting a different gimbal because the one I have is not good for balancing with the live view. But let me show you another vest that I got. Let me switch cameras to Dad right now.
And can I talk?
Yeah.
Okay. And I ask you guys, spread the words. You know, we want everybody in the United States knows about this project because that's what's going to make America great, okay? Homeless people with shipping containers and the farms, okay? And retirees live in that big projects, okay? With the 20,000 people in it, okay? And I believe that's going to make people, retirees, happy in it without worries and stuff like that, and not too much spend the taxpayers' money. So we hope eventually we're going to find the rich people who are going to support this, okay? And I still ask somebody asking me a question if I do physical exercise. I try to do it, and I probably, when I'm going to come back from Poland, I'm going to start doing a little bit weights. But right now I do about 45 minutes swimming every day. You know, because of the COVID, I lost still a little bit energy, but I'm getting back to my normal life, you know. So.
All right, guys. Thanks. Ooh, my hair's a mess now. Thanks for tuning in to this test run of this live stream, and look forward to more content. Adam, Francisco, and I are going to another school board meeting for Osceola County. These school board meetings are where it's at. Everyone start attending the school board meetings for your county. Like we went to the one in Seminole County a couple of days ago, which is the county that we live in, and I'm a product of the Seminole County public school systems, and even here in Florida, where freedom I felt was more sacred and protected. They were even putting it up for a vote to have a mask mandate right here in my own county for the school system. So. And I also saw like a couple days ago over in California, the school board meeting where that Gabriel, I forgot his last name, but that teacher that is indoctrinating the kids into Antifa. He's like, I got 180 days to make them into revolutionaries. So they had the school board meeting a couple days ago regarding him, and I've heard since he's out and fired, which he definitely needed to be. The schools are not supposed to be indoctrination centers, which they are. But I encourage you guys to start going to the school board meetings and speaking at the podium and having our voices heard, because it's all starting from this ground level, from like local city council to the school boards. So yeah, tomorrow Adam, Francisco, and I will be live streaming tomorrow evening. It starts at 6 p.m. the Osceola County School Board. All right, guys. Yeah, Gabriel Geip. All right. Have a good night. Again, thank you so much for helping me out with this test run tonight. And Dad, thanks for being an excellent co-host for this evening.
Okay. Thank you, guys. And spread the word all over the United States, okay? That's all what I'm asking you, that everybody should know about my project and make America great again. Thanks, President Trump, too, for putting in my head to make America great.